Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Roshan Leshman, son of Leshman. My matrix number is 01 DEM 20F 2024. I am from DEM 2. Today I am going to present about motion sensor LED light circuit. Circuit diagram of motion sensor LED light. The circuit diagram is very simple. We use a current limiting resistor between the PIR resistor and transistor. The simplest way to detect motion is by using something called a passive infrared or PIR sensor. A PIR sensor can detect changes in the amount of infrared radiation falling on it. When a person walks in front of the PIR sensor, there is a change in the amount of infrared radiation and the PIR can detect this change. There are different types of PIR sensors and the one used in this circuit is called the AM312 sensor. It gives us the digital output. It has three terminals which are VCC, ND and signal and works on a maximum of 3.6 volts. The PIR sensor has a very narrow field of view, which means that it cannot detect longer distances or greater angles. And to overcome this, we use something called a Fresnel lens, where it increases the range and sensing angle or cone. When the AM312 sensor detects motion, the voltage output increases to 3.6 volt and the current triggers the BC547 transistor, where it acts as a switch which opens circuits and turns on an LED. The LED switches on when motion is detected and stays on for a few seconds. It then switches off and stays off for as long as no motion is detected. Therefore, the base current of the transistor is limited with R1 resistor. The R2 resistor is the current limiting resistor for an LED. Advantages of motion sensor LED lights. Electrical efficiency. Using motion sensor LED lights inside the home as well as outside will bring in the savings since the lights will not be left on all at all times. Reducing electricity consumption by turning lights off or by utilizing motion sensor switches will reduce carbon emissions as well as provide savings in our electricity bill. Switchless. With the help of motion sensor technology, we do not have to continually switch on and off our light because of the greater security. Motion sensor LED lights will come on regardless of who enters the house or who. This means that if someone enters the house illegally, lights will come on then. Applications of motion sensor LED lights. Some of the key applications of motion sensors are intruder alarm, anti-way lighting, automatic decay gates, and automatic doors. Components in motion sensor LED light. Power supply, AM312 PIR sensor, 330 ohm resistor, 1K ohm resistor, and BC547 transistor. Components description. Power supply 9 volt, supply a high power output, stable voltage. AM312 PIR sensor. The AM312 PIR motion detection sensor is a passive body based on digital intelligent infrared technology used to detect whether human has moved in or out in the sensor's range. 330 ohms resistor. The purpose of the resistor is to drop voltage. It is not required to operate the LED when the LED is operating at the desired current. 1 kilo ohm resistor. This resistor is a pull-down resistor. It pulls the base of the transistor to lower a state or ground when the control signal is missing, open, or in high input. BC547 transistor. The BC5 the BC547 is an NPN transistor where when power is applied to the base control pin, it will flow from the collector to the emitter. A small current of the base terminal this transistor will control the large current of emitter and base terminals. The main function of this transistor is to amplify as well as switching purposes.